Hello guys, today is Friday, April 24th, 2020, and in math today we're just going to review what we know about telling time on the hour and past the half hour, let me correct that, past the half hour on an analog clock and on a digital clock. Past the half hour. So let's go back and review what we talked about on Monday. Monday we talked about the analog clock has a face and it has a minute hand, which is the longer hand, and the hour hand, which is the shorter hand. This reads 7 o'clock because the hour hand is pointing to 7. And the digital clock here shows the numerals 7 with a colon, and then right after the colon would be the minutes. But since this is 7 o'clock on the hour, that shows 0 here. We know that we could say AM or PM, AM for before afternoon, and then PM for afternoon. So then we went on Wednesday to talk about looking at our analog and digital clocks so that we could read time half past the hour. We determined that if we went one full circle around, that is 60 minutes. 60 minutes equals 1 hour. But we also talked about if we stopped halfway, we stop at the 6, and half an hour is 30 minutes. Because if we count from here, and we count these little tick marks, if we were to count every one of these little tick marks, we have 60 tick marks, which represent a minute each, which is the 60 minutes. So we can count in increments of 5 from here to here. We count by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So then here we look at an hour, and although the hour hand is not right on the 8, it's halfway between the 8 and 9, 8:30. And so when we read the digital clock, it shows the hour as 8. We have a colon, and then we show the minutes as 30. And that's what we call half past the hour, or we can also say 30. So half an hour is 30 minutes. When the minute hand is on 6, we say 30 or half past the hour. You guys sent me some of your work, or your work, not some of it, showed me your work on, you chose a special time to show me an hour on the hour, and then on Wednesday you sent me work to show me half past the hour. So now that we've reviewed what we learned, I want to move over here to Epic, and I was kind of looking through Epic and thinking about what book could I read that would be something fun to end our week about time. And I found this book here called The Clock Struck One, and it looked really fun, so I want to read this with you guys. The Clock Struck One by Trudy Harris, illustrated by Carrie Hartman. Do not own the rights to this book. All right, let's get started. Hickory dickory dock, a mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck one, he said, what fun, but the mouse was in for a shock. Hickory dickory dock. Actually, reread that again. Hickory dickory do, the grandfather clock struck 2. It woke the cat, who sprang from his mat, hungry for mouse tall stew. I hear some rhyming words here. To stew. Did you hear that? I also heard cat, mat. Hickory dickory dee. The shorthand pointed to 3. I'll search the house to find that mouse in time for my afternoon tea. 3, T, and also D. Hickory dickory door, they dashed across the floor. Cuckoo. And it says, oops, it says, splattering food, how terribly rude, as the cuckoo cuckooed 4. Floor and 4 rhyme. And so does door. Hickory dickory dive, the church bells rang out 5. Bees entered the chase when the animals race, tipped over the honeybee hive. I hear some rhyming words here. 5, hive. And I also hear chase and race. Hickory dickory dicks, the clock on the barn said 6. A hen joined the group when they charged through the coop and frightened her new little chicks. Hickory dickory Devon, a shout rang out, "Good heaven! Look at this mess, you've ruined my dress." Then the clock on the oven turned 7. Heaven, Devon, 7. I heard several rhyming words here. Hickory dickory date, at 8 they ran through the gate. Their farmer's son said, "That looks fun, I'm coming too, so wait." I heard date, 8, gate, wait. They all have the 8 sound at the end of in the middle and the end of the words. Hickory dickory dine, the farmer's watch said 9. He took one look, threw down his book, and joined the rest in the line. See, dine, 9, line. Hickory dickory den, they ran past brook and glen, into the town, up hill and down, till the clock on the bank said 10. Well, let's look at this picture here. What time does it say on the clock? Oh, let's go back here. It says 10. The hour, go back. The hour clock here points to the 10, and the minute hand points to the 12 straight up there. I also noticed clocks in the shop. Do you notice the digital clocks in the window? Here's another analog clock. How many do we see here? Let's count the analog clocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 analog clocks. How many digital clocks do we see? 1, 2, and they all read 10 o'clock. It looks dark outside, so maybe this is 10 o'clock at night, maybe? Not sure. All right. Hickory dickory deep, they staggered half asleep. With a stretch and a yawn, they tried to trudge on. At 11, they fell in a heap. Yeah, I think it's late. They're tired. Deep, asleep, heap. They all end with the middle and ending sound of eep, eep, eep. Hickory dickory dell, by midnight all was well. With peaceful bliss you may think this is all the story to tell. But hickory dickory done, the grandfather clock struck 1. So it went back, it started back at 1 o'clock. And where do we show the hour hand pointing to? To the 1, and the minute hand pointing to the 12. I hope that you enjoyed this book. We know that clocks tell us what time to get up in the morning, when to go to school, and even when to eat lunch. I know many of you will look up at the digital clock in our classroom and you'll remind me, Ms. Castillo, or you'll look at me and look over the clock. And I know what you're looking at. You remind me when it's lunchtime, you remind me when it's recess time. So we use clocks every day. So I hope you enjoyed this book. This book is in your mailbox if you would like to read it. And today there is not an assignment in math. I just wanted for us to review what we learned this week about telling time using time on the hour and half past the hour using analog and digital clocks. Hope you have a great weekend, and I will be talking to you soon.